Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about the counters. So flip-flop has a very good application in counters. So let me tell you one thing. Suppose you have a flip-flop. Okay, from where this counter concepts come? So suppose you have a T flip-flop. You have a clock here. Let's say positive S trigger flip-flop. Let's say this is Q, this is Q bar. Let's say we have this flip-flop only. T flip-flop. And let's say you have given a clock like this. Okay. And you have kept T equal to, let's say, 1. What will be the output? So we know that with every positive edge of the clock, the output will toggle. So initially, let's say, assume the output was 0. So the output will remain 0 and it will toggle to 1, then 0, then 1, like this. Very important. If you wanted to find out the concepts of counter, this one single flip-flop study is very important. What single flip-flop is doing basically? What it is doing with this clock, you have a clock. With this clock, whenever the positive edge of the clock is coming, the output Q was 0, then it becoming 1, then 0, then 1, then 0, and so on. What does it mean? If there is no clock pulse has been passed, the output was 0. If the one clock has been passed, the output was 1. And then it is again repeating the same things. What does it mean? It's something counting the things. The 0 clock pulse, the 1 clock pulse. But it is not counting further. Because we have only one flip-flop. And one flip-flop can have only 2 states. Either 0 or 1. So basically these states are representing the counting. Whenever the state is 0, it's representing 0 count. Whenever the state is 1, it's representing 1 count. Okay. Now, if I wanted to extend it, if I wanted to count 3 pulse or 4 pulse or 5 pulse, I need to increase the flip-flop. So suppose we have a 2 flip-flop, let's say we have a 2 flip-flop, the states can be either, let's say this is Q0, this is Q1. What could be the state? The state could be either 0, 0, the state could be 0, 1, the state could be 1, 0, the state could be 1, 1. That means you have counted the things. If the state is 0, 0, meaning 0, it's a 0, 1, meaning 1, it's a 1, 0, meaning 2, it's a 1, 1, meaning 3. Now we only need to assemble those flip-flops. How to assemble, how to group such flip-flops. Now you have 2 things, okay? The output is not in your hand, okay? The output is coming as it is, whatever the output wanted to come, it will come. You have either T or you have a clock by which you can manipulate. What does it mean by manipulate? Let's say you have a T and you have a clock. You have a T and you have a clock. Like this. So this is clock, this is T, this is T, this is clock. Okay? So now, either what you can do is you can keep T as 1 and you can manipulate the clock. Okay? You will understand the meaning what I am saying in just a minute. Either you can keep T as a 1 and you can manipulate the clock, or you you can combine the clock of all flip-flop like this. You can give a same clock to the all flip-flop and you can manipulate T. You can't keep T as 1 for both the flip-flop, and you can't give both the flip-flop the same clock. If you will do like this, what will be happen? Both the flip-flop will be toggled whenever the positive edge of the flip-flop will come, clock will come, and both the flip-flop will toggle to another value as soon as the positive edge of the clock. That means this flip-flop, if you will do such thing, if you will do like this, if you give T equal to 1 and you simultaneously you synchronize the clock of both the flip-flop, it will have only 0, 0 and 1, 1 states. So we cannot do this thing. We can't give T both flip-flop T1 and we can't give the same clock to both flip-flop. Okay. So what we can do is either we can manipulate T or we can manipulate clock. Either we can keep T equal to 1 and manipulate clock, or we can give the clock simultaneously and we can manipulate T. So depending upon these two, we have two different type of counters. One is known as synchronous counter and the other one is known as asynchronous counter. Synchronous, as the name suggested, in this the clock is synchronized with all the flip-flop. The same clock is given to all the flip-flop. Meaning you need to manipulate with the T, with the input of the flip-flop. Does not matter it's a T flip-flop, it's a JK flip-flop or it's a D flip-flop. But you need to manipulate with the T or JK or D or the input of the flip-flop. But in asynchronous counter, since T or JK you can keep always as a 1, what you can do is you can manipulate the clock. You can give the main clock to the first flip-flop, but what about the second flip-flop clock? Which clock you will give to the second flip-flop clock so that you can get the desired pattern. So based on these two things, we have synchronous and asynchronous counter. So first let me tell you about the synchronous counter. What is the synchronous counter? Okay. Synchronous counter. Synchronous counter. Okay. So in synchronous counter, we have a design procedure. How to design a synchronous counter. So in synchronous counter, the steps to design a counter is step 1. You should have a statement for the counter. Statement for the counter. What kind of a counter you want? This is the step number 1. You need to define that. Either you want a counter which can count in this fashion 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. Or you want a counter which can count 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 like this. Or you want a counter which can count 0, 2, 4, 6 and then back to 0. Or you can find a counter which can count 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 and so on and back to 1. What kind of a counter do you want? That is very important. So first thing is statement for the counter. Okay. Now step number 2. Based on that statement, you need to draw the state diagram. State diagram. This is very, very important. The drawing the state diagram is very important. And state diagram, and based on that state diagram, draw the state table. Draw the state table. Based on this state diagram, draw the state table. Now, step number 3 is based on this state table, I'll show you with an example later, but based on this state table, what you need to find is what should be the input of the flip-flops. I already told you in synchronous counter, since you cannot manipulate with the clock, you need to give the clock, same clock to all the flip-flops, you need to manipulate the inputs of the flip-flop. So, based on this state table, find out the inputs. What inputs will excite a state of a counter from 0 to 1? What should be the input which can excite the state of the counter from 1 to 2? What should be the input of the flip-flops which can excite the output of the or the state of the counter from 2 to 3? Like this. So you need to find out the value of inputs of flip-flops which governs this state table, which satisfy the state table. Okay. Now step number 4, find out the function of inputs in respect to the state variables. So find out the input Boolean function using K-map. Step number 5, draw the circuit. So these are the steps. Number 1, you find out the statement, whether it's a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that meaning it's a up counter, or it's a 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, it's a down counter, or it has some random sequence or an even counter 0, 2, 4, 6 and back to 0, or it can have an odd counter 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 and back to 1, okay, or some random sequence like 1, 4, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13 like this and back to 1. So what is the statement of the counter? Based on the statement, you need to draw the state diagram and state table. Then finally you need to find out the value of the inputs of the flip-flops which can excite or which can satisfy the state table. Okay, we'll see how to draw that inputs. In this step we need to use the excitation table of that flip-flop. That is very important. For step number 3, you need to use excitation table. Excitation table of the given flip-flop. This we should know definitely. Without this, it would be very difficult to get the step number 3. The step number 4 is find out the input Boolean functions. Input Boolean functions using K-map and draw the circuit diagram. Okay. We will take one example. How to design synchronous counter. Okay. Let's say I wanted to design a 3-bit up counter. Let's say I wanted to design a 3-bit up counter which can count from 0 to 7. Okay, 0 to 7. What will be the state diagram? It's very easy because I wanted to count from 0 to 7 by increment of 1. Meaning I wanted to count 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7. How many flip-flops do I require for this? So I know that the 7 can be written with 3-bit only. 7 can be written with 3-bit. 1, 1, 1 will represent 7. That means definitely I need to have 3 flip-flops. Okay, so that the output of these 3 flip-flops can represent any one of these states. It can represent 0, 0, 0, it can represent 0, 0, 1, it can represent 0, 1, 0, it can represent 0, 1, 1, it can represent 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, like this. Okay, and how do I want to represent these states? I want to represent these states sequentially. Sequentially meaning first 0, 0, 0, then 0, 0, 1, then 0, 1, 0, then 0, 1, 1, like this. So based on this statement, what is how my state diagram will look like? So the first state is 0, 0, 0. If my counter has a state 0, 0, 0, what should be the next state? Whether the next state should be 0, 1, 0? No. 0, 1, 0 should come after 0, 0, 1. So after 0, 0, 0, my counter should go into the state where you have a 0, 0, 1. After 0, 0, 1, my counter should go into the state which is 0, 1, 0. What these 0, 0, 0, 0 and 0, 0, 1 and 0, 1, 0 are? These are basically 3 flip-flops, and these are basically representing the output of those 3 flip-flops. Meaning you have placed 3 flip-flops, and in the first state, as soon as the 0th clock pulse goes, the output of those 3 flip-flops should be 0, 0, 0. Then the output of the flip-flop should be 0, 0, 1. Then the output of the 3 flip-flops should be 0, 1, 0, like this. And then the next state is 0, 1, 1. The next state is 0, 1, 0, 0. The next state is 1, 0, 1. The next state is 1, 1, 0. The next state is 1, 1, 1. And the finally 0, 0, 0. So this is the state diagram. In this particular example, it seems like, oh, it's very easy. We can even draw the state diagram, no problem. But this is very important. You can find in sequential circuit design there are state diagrams which are very difficult to draw. Okay, so this state diagram step is very important, and in such applications you cannot draw the state tables without the state diagram. Here it's very simple, we can draw the state table even without drawing the state diagram. But you can come across with some examples where the state table cannot be drawn without the state diagram. Okay, so this step is very important. However, in this particular example, it seems very silly to draw this state diagram. Okay, so now based on this state diagram, you can draw the state table. In a state table, mainly you have a present state. One column is for the present state. The another column is of the next state. State meaning the state of the flip-flop. When I am calling present state, state meaning the output of the flip-flop. Okay, and then you should have the inputs. Okay, let me rub this state diagram. And now here the inputs of the flip-flop. What inputs can derive this present state to the next state? So here we can draw the input of the flip-flops. Okay, how many flip-flops do I need? 3 flip-flops. So this present state will be 3 present states. Let's the 3 flip-flop name we call A flip-flop, B flip-flop, and let's say C flip-flop. So the output, let's say I am calling QA, QB, and QC. This is the present state of the flip-flop. And what is the next state we want? So QA plus, let's say I am representing with a QB plus and QC plus. And let's say I am designing this counter using T flip-flop. You can have any flip-flop here. Let's say I am designing the flip-flop using T flip-flop. So what should be the input of a flip-flops? It's a TA, TB, TC. So the input of A flip-flop is TA, TB, of C flip-flop, the input is C, TC. Okay. Now, if the present state is 0, 0, 0. Okay, so based on that state diagram, we can plot here the next state. So if we see sometime we come and we see that the output of the flip-flops or the states of the flip-flop are 0, 0, 0, and suppose we want a counter in such a fashion, what is the next state we want? So after 0, 0, 0, we want 0, 0, 1. So 0, 0, 1. And if the present state is 0, 0, 1, what do we want? We want 0, 1, 0. If it is already in a 1 state, we want the next state to be 2. Okay, similarly we can draw all the truth tables, all the state table. So 0, 1, 1, after that 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. So when it's 0 1 0, we want 0 1 1. When it's 0 1 1, we want 1 0 0. When it's 1 0 0, we want 1 0 1. When it is 1 0 1, we want 1 1 0. When it is 1 1 0, we want 1 1 1. And when 1 1 1, we want back to 0 0 0. This is very important. After 7, we again want it to back to 0. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and then back to 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, like this we want. So after 7 again we want 0 0 0. Okay, now I already told you that the input of the flip-flop which can derive this state to this state can only be found out from the excitation table, because excitation table tells us. So let me draw here the excitation table of T flip-flop. What does the excitation table tells us? The output Qn plus 1, the output from Qn, we can excite the output from Qn to Qn plus 1 using excitation table, and at the time what should be the value of T. So if we are exciting 0 to 0, the T has to be 0 because it's a memory state. Whenever we are exciting 0 to 1, it's a toggling state, so we want at the time the output T, the input T has to be 1 at the time. To excite output from 1 to 0, we want the input to be 1. To excite output from 1 to 1, the input T has to be 0. So this is the excitation table for T flip-flop. Now, for A flip-flop, how do we exciting A flip-flop? 0 to 0. So we want 0. 0 to 0. We want 0. 0 to 0. We want 0. 0 to 1. We want 1. 1 to 1. We want 0. 1 to 1, we want 0. 1 to 1, we want 0. 1 to 0, we want 1. Because as per our statement, we want to excite this output from this value to this value. How we can excite? So if our present output is 0, what we want? At next time also we want 0 here for QA. So TA has to be 0 according to this table. For present state of the output is 0, and the next state also we want 0, so the T has to be 0. For present state is 0, the output is the next state output is also 0, we want 0. So here also 0, but the next state here we want 1, so we want input TA has to be 1 at the time according to this excitation table. So similarly you can fill this. So this will be 0, 0 to 1 1, 1 to 1 0, 1 to 0 1, 0 to 0 0, 0 to 1 1, 1 to 1 0, 1 to 0 1. Here also 0 to 1. Now I am seeing for the C flip-flop. So 0 to 1 1, 1 to 0 1, 0 to 1 1, 1 to 0 1, 0 to 1 1, 1 to 0 1, 0 to 1 1, 1 to 0 1. This is the present state to the next state. Like this. Okay. Now we need to find the Boolean function for TA, TP and TC. So TC is directly 1. So we can write here without even going into the K-map, we can directly write here TC equal to 1. What about the TB? So draw the TB. Find out TB. So TB will be, okay, so draw the K-map for TB. Draw the K-map for TB. So it's a QA, QB, QC, 0 1, 0 0, 0 1, 1 1, 1 0. So for TB, it's a 0 0 0 is 0, 0 0 1 is 1, then it's a 0, then it's a 1, then 0, 1, 0, 1, like this. So this is a quad. So you have a TB equal to QC. Okay, what about TA? So draw the K-map once again. So we can write here T is equal to 1. Again for the K-map for TA. K-map for TA. So draw the K-map for TA like this. You can draw, it's a QA, it's a QB, QC. So it's a 0 1, 0 0, 0 1, 1 1, 1 0. So it's a TA, so 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. So simply TA is equal to QB dot QC. So now we have drawn already, we have find out already the T's, the inputs of the flip-flop. So I already told you that two things. Either you can manipulate the inputs or you can manipulate the clock. But in synchronous counter, since you cannot manipulate the clock, you need to find out the inputs so that you can get the present state to the next state, whatever you want. So now TA, TB, TC are here, which can satisfy, which can govern this state table. So we can draw the circuit. So draw the circuit. So we need three flip-flops. So draw three flip-flops here. 1, 2, and you have three flip-flops. Okay. We can give it a name C, B, and A, like this. This is TC, this is clock, this is clock, this is clock, this is TA of A flip-flop, this is TB of TB flip-flop. Clock we cannot manipulate in synchronous, we need to give simultaneously same clock to all the flip-flops. What TC? TC has to be 1, so cap TC equal to 1, logic 1. Cap TB, so this is QC of the C flip-flop, this is QB of the B flip-flop, this is QA of the A flip-flop. So what is TB? TB is QC, so connect TB with QC. What is TA? So TA is QB dot QC, so this is QB and this is QC. So take the AND product and feed into TA like this. Outputs are QA, QB, QC. So these are the outputs: QC, QB, and QA. This is 3-bit up synchronous counter. So this is how you can design. Now you can plot the waveform also. It will come, looks like 0, 0, 0, then 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, like this you will get. So I think we have generated the clocks. Yes, this is QA, this is QB, and QC. So this is the complete design procedure of synchronous counting. Synchronous counter. Okay. So in this particular example, I have not taken the random sequence counter. In the next lecture, I will take the random sequence to count the things. But for this lecture, thank you very much.